What's going on? My name is Brandon. Welcome to Why Not Make It. Today, we got ourselves an old vintage, sick little Western style horse blanket. I'm gonna make it into a hoodie.
All right, so first things first, we're gonna wanna grab our blanket and we're gonna wanna fold it in half. We're gonna wanna fold it in half where the outside of the fold is the side you're going to see at the end. And make sure your fold is as perfect as you can make it because it's only gonna help with cutting. All right, so we're gonna fold that in half one more time. This fold is so that I can see exactly where the middle of the blanket is, and it's just gonna tell me how much room I have to cut. So I'm gonna make a tiny little indication that only I can see that you won't see on the finished product. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just open that up because we're gonna go ahead and grab a hoodie. I would grab a hoodie that you really like, that fits you well. Don't grab an old dingy one. But we're gonna fold that in half and we're gonna try and make that fold as perfect as possible as well. Try and match up the seams on the hoodie with the seams so that it's perfectly dead center. And we're gonna go ahead and grab that hoodie and put the folded side matching the folded side on the blanket. I match the seam up with the end of the blanket where the fringe is, because that's exactly where I'm gonna cut. And then I'm gonna grab a marker and give myself about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of seam allowance all the way around the jacket, giving myself plenty of space to sew or if there's any errors. Now when doing the arm, we're gonna wanna fold it back and out of the way. And I fold it on the seam, so that's why you can see this little curve. You're gonna wanna cut that same shaped curve. So don't just draw it straight because it's gonna make it fit better on your arm. So I come in a little bit and I match the seam. All right, so once we have that outline finished, we're gonna remove the jacket and we can start cutting out our first part. I used scissors for a little bit and realized that wasn't the best tool to use, so I switched over and I'm using a fabric cutter to finish cutting it. I would recommend, if you have a cutting mat, to put it underneath your fabric while you're cutting. This is my craft table. It gets beat up. It doesn't bother me. But if you want to protect your table, definitely don't use this without having protection underneath. So I decided to leave a little bit of that fringe as a little bit of an accent on the hoodie. You don't have to, but I liked it, so I'm gonna leave it. All right, so that was the front. Now we're gonna cut off the back, and this is a one-way pattern, which means the horses only face one way. You don't wanna have half of your hoodie upside down. So we're gonna match up the fold with the fold and make sure the horses and or your blanket, if it has a pattern, it's facing the same direction. I'm gonna pull it up to where the fringe line meets up with the cut line so that it's exactly perfect at the end. And we're gonna go ahead and cut this one out. You don't have to leave that extra 1.5 inches on this cut because it's already there from the previous cut. So just go ahead and cut perfectly on this line, following it all the way to the end. Okay, so the next step would be to have your sleeves cut out of the same material. Unfortunately, as stubborn as I am, and I keep trying to make it work, I did not have enough fabric for the size that I wanted for my sleeves. So once I come to that conclusion and realize it's not going to work, even though I keep trying to make something fit where it's not going to fit, I did a little bit of problem solving. I scored this sweater that I'm going to use the arms from a garage sale for $1.50, and it's an extra large. It's going to work perfect. The colors match, which is the most important. So we're going to go ahead and just cut these arms out, and I left myself a ton of extra room just in case the cut on the hoodie was slightly off in size. So I made sure there was like 2 inches of extra space just in case. I also cut out the bottom because I wanted to sew this on to the base of the hoodie. I end up doing things a little bit different, but you can always add this for a cleaner look if you'd like, and you'll see at the end exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and put that fabric to the side for now. We are going to use it again for the hood. So just put that to the side, and let's go ahead and grab the front and back that we already cut out. We're going to open it up. This is going to be my back side with the fringe, and this is going to be my front. I'm going to want to put the side that you want to see are both going to touch. So the pretty side is going to be on the inside. So go ahead and put the 2 sides that you want showing, so it's basically inside out, and make sure it's lined up as perfect as you can make it. Okay, so once everything is perfectly lined up, nice and smooth, we can go ahead and start the process of pinning our material together. We're not going to pin or sew the armholes or the neck hole. So pin everything that you're going to sew. And I like to use clips, or you can use different colored pins to know where you need to stop. So for instance, right up against the neck and right up against the arms, I'm going to put some yellow clips, just so that while I'm in the middle of sewing, I know when to stop and when to start. I also feel like I need to mention, we are also not sewing the entire bottom portion of the hoodie. Obviously, that's where you need to put your body in. So leave that as well. All right, so over to the sewing machine. I do want to start out by saying this channel, Make It Why Not, this is my very first video. It happens to be sewing. It's something I wanted to do, and I filmed myself step by step the entire process of making it. However, I'm not going to be sewing very often. I'm sure I'll do some other sewing projects, but I'm going to be doing paintings and other DIY crafts, lots of art, statues, sculptures, anything. But what I'm getting at is there are tons of channels that will teach you the fundamentals of sewing. Once you figure out the basics, I highly recommend going and learning a step-by-step process on how to use your sewing machine, all that good stuff, how different materials react, do some practicing, maybe make something small, a little tiny bag or a little tiny pillowcase or something simple with just straight lines first. And then this shouldn't be very difficult once you figure out the fundamentals. This is just following the line. I'm giving myself about a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to follow that all the way around, stopping and starting where I need to. All right, so now that is done, I'm going to bring it back over to the table. We're going to go ahead and grab the arms that we cut out. The jacket is still inside out, and we're going to want to leave it that way. We're going to want to leave the arms right side out, so how they would normally be, and we're going to put them inside the armhole, matching up the seams on the top and the bottom of the sleeves that were already there with the seams that we just sewed to ensure that it's a perfect match. There is also lines on this material which helped me out with lining it up. And so I just picked one that was really close to the seam and I used that for pinning. So we can go ahead and pin the material together, and I just followed that existing line close to the seam all the way around. All right, back over to the sewing machine. I'm going to remove that table. This allows the sleeve to the armhole to fit over the sewing machine and rotate a lot easier while I'm sewing. I'm going to go ahead and leave myself that 1/2 inch seam allowance, follow it all the way around. When you come to a seam like this, you're going to want to lay it flat. It's going to help with any knotting of the material. It's going to fit a lot better, and you're going to sew right over it. And we're just going to continue all the way around to where we started. I try and start and stop on the seams if you can. It's just a lot better for hiding any imperfections. All right, so we're going to go ahead and repeat that process with the other arm. Do it exactly the same way. Follow that line, pin your material, and back over to the sewing machine. Now, once that's done, we're basically 75% of the way there. I'm going to go ahead and trim off that extra fabric that I left myself just in case I needed it. The jacket is still inside out. Cut off as much as you can. Obviously, don't cut all the way down to the stitching, but any extra material that's not necessary, we can remove. All right, we're going to pull this inside out to see how everything looks. I'm gonna check over, make sure there's no holes, all the sewing went well, everything's straight. So far, I think it's looking really awesome. This is the back side. The colors could not have matched more. Something I wish I would have pre-planned, but I got very lucky and we made it work. All right, so the next step is we're gonna make the hood. We're gonna grab that material from the sweater, leaving it right side out. We're gonna fold it in half right down the middle, and we're going to match up our hood backside fold with the fold of the sweater. I did leave the sweater 4 layers thick because I wanted the hood to be thick, and we're gonna go ahead and just cut out the material, leaving ourselves about another inch of seam allowance. And while I'm finishing up cutting this, it's important to leave that curve while you're cutting it. You don't want to just cut a right angle. I'm going to pin my material where I'm going to sew. I'm just using clips for this one. It's a very small section. I do want to say that we are just sewing from the fold to right above the opening of where your forehead would be. Starting this stitch is important that you start it flat with the fold and make that curve. And I'm leaving myself a lot less of a seam allowance, maybe 1/4 of an inch here. As much hood as I can have, I would prefer. I like a bigger hood over a smaller hood, so. All right, so this is the hood. I think it's got a good shape. I'm going to add some of the blanket material to the face of the hood. I'm gonna cut out about 2.5 inches. I'm cutting right along the line. I'm fortunate that the line's there on the material. I'm gonna want the fringe to be on the front of the hood, if that makes sense. So in order to do that, I'm going to place the blanket material right on top of the hood. The cut side of the material is gonna match up with the cut side of the hood material, because once we sew it, we'll then fold it over and you won't see the seam. So we'll start pinning that together, following it all the way around. So remember, this is going to be folded over, so the side you want to see is touching the side you want to see on the red material of the sweater. We're going to go ahead and finish pinning everything together. I am going to cut off the extra material that I don't need, just so that it's not in the way. So that is folded right now. We're going to take it over to the sewing machine, give ourselves that 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay, so this is how the hood turned out. I absolutely love it. Perfect little accent on the front of the hood to tie things in. You can trim off that extra material on the inside, just get it right up to that stitch line. And the next step is we are going to want to lay our hoodie out facing upwards, and we're going to pin the hood to the back first. This is only a little bit different because I have that fringe on the back of the hoodie. So if you have the fringe on the back like this, if you followed me step by step, then you're going to have to do the backside first on the inside. Now that that's pinned, we can go ahead and put the hood in and flip this inside out. This will make it easier to finish the pinning on the backside up into the shoulder seam. We're just doing one section at a time, so we're sewing the hood on just the backside for now up to the shoulder seam. All right, back over to the sewing machine. You can see the stitch line on the hoodie material. I use that as reference for where I pinned everything, so I can kind of see where to line things up. So I'm just gonna follow that line about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. All right, so we've got it front side up now. The back is stitched in. Now at this part, we're gonna want to fold it to where the pretty side is touching the pretty side and the cut material lines up with the cut material. So if done correctly, that's what it will look like. And we'll do the same with both sides. So we're going to start pinning it exactly how we just laid it out. We're going to do one side at a time though. Just pin one side and then we'll sew that, and then we'll go to the other side and pin it. Because if both sides are pinned, it'll be very difficult to sew. And I'm opening it up, making sure there's nothing in the way so that I can fit that opening over the sewing machine. So over the sewing machine, we're going to want to slide that opening over. This is definitely the most tedious part of the entire project. We don't want any folds in the material or it to be kinked, so when you come up to the seam, just go ahead and fold that flat, press it down, and stitch right over it. And we're going to take this all the way to the end, to where the fringe is. All right, so we have one side sewed on. I like to check over everything to make sure I don't need to go back and fix anything. There's no folds, no kinks. So we're gonna go ahead and repeat that process to the other side exactly the same way. And just like that, we have a hood. We are so close to being done. Sidebar, the hood is absolutely my favorite part of this hoodie. Mixing both materials, it ties it in so perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and address one more thing. At the base of the hoodie, there is fringe only on one side, and that's because my pattern was just in one direction. So I've got some leftover material. I cut out a section of the fringe. I'm going to go ahead and attach it the same way I added the fringe to the hood. Once I figure out which side I want to see visible, I'm going to go ahead and flip it upside down with the good side touching. Line it up, cut side to cut side. Go ahead and pin that together. Once again, I used the line on the material to help me pin it straight. All right, and that's it. The back now has fringe to match the front. Go ahead and trim that excess material. You can iron it down as well, because this one didn't want to naturally hang. There's not a lot of weight on it. So once I trim the material, I give it a light iron to keep it folded down. All right, this is it. What do you think? I absolutely love it. It is extremely warm. First time ever making a sweater. I actually think it was very easy. Like I said, go to a sewing channel, learn how to sew. I think the rest of it on here, once you figure out the basics, is pretty simple. The hood is huge if I want it to be. I mean, it's a really big hood. I love it. Absolutely love it. I hope you guys really liked the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time when we make something, because why not?